We must drain the swamp. And Raila is an enabler of bad governance in Kenya. He is a singular supporter and pillar of the William Ruto administration. Opposition and government are in bed together to steal your money, to impoverish you, and make sure that you never rise from poverty. So you who still supports unashabikia like a football game, you think this is like Man U or Arsenal or Chelsea. So unashabikia tu. This politics is affecting your everyday life. It's affecting how you are able to afford food. It's affecting how you are able to afford electricity. This bad politics is affecting how you are able to earn a living, whether you are able to save money, whether you are able to invest in this country, whether you are able to borrow. This thing is affecting the very bottom of your life. It's affecting your health care. So if you continue just kushabikia tu, kufurahia viongozi na kuwa support without really asking yourself, why do I support this person? Is it because they're from my community? Is it because I feel excited supporting them? Is it because they have values and, something they can offer me as a Kenyan citizen living and working in this country? So yes, his loss is good. It is good even for Africa, because the kind of money that has been spent to bribe presidents, presidents can be bribed to vote for this guy, is enormous. And that money is your taxes. It would have bought x-ray machines. It would have bought MRI machines in your hospital. It would have built classrooms for the kids who are studying below trees. It would have built the dusty road outside your home. Go to Nyanza and see how much it's underdeveloped. I went to Siaya. I went to Ugenya, for example. In a whole constituency, there's only one tarmac road, Gotenanga Barober, which has stalled. So then what development are you getting as the people of the region? So this has nothing to do with tribalism. This is about politicians who may have started very well. Well, we don't despise what these people did in their initial years of politics. They fought for something that was right. But that is also true for every other dictator. Even Adolf Hitler started as a revolutionary. Even Museveni saved his country, before he actually began destroying it again. So we need to start having this conversation about these people who have dragged us behind with the politics of corruption, with the politics of tokenism, with the politics of violence. You know how much ODM has violence and how much it uses young people to perpetuate political violence in our country. So if you are a Gen Z and you want to see a better country and a better Kenya, and not just a Gen Z, even millennials, Gen Xers, and every other person, then Raila is not the way to go. In fact, none of these politicians will offer you the solution you want, because most of them, their style of politics is tribalism. They consolidate your support. They sell it to someone else for tenders, for money, for self-enrichment. They are not interested in eradication of poverty. They are not interested in youth unemployment. They are not interested in youth entrepreneurship and innovation for eradication of poverty and creation of jobs. They are not interested in that. They just want to be rich and rich and rich and continue to control the poor. So we must get ourselves out of that slavery. So this has nothing to do with individuals. It's not personal. It's not hate. It's just that we are so focused. We really know what we want. And we really know that these people don't represent what we want. We need a new future, a new Kenya that is fair for you and me. And this person is not the way to that new future. So sometimes they may oppose the government just to make you excited. So sometimes Raila may come, oppose the government kidogo. You'll be so excited because he's talking about you. He's talking about the cost of living. He's talking about your situation. But he's not talking about you to solve the problem. He's talking about you to create enough political capital for him to be bought. Akinunuliwa with his billions and makes his money, you are left sinking. So until we get ourselves out of that vicious circle of lies, then we are not getting out of this. So just understand, I as Morara, I'm not doing politics for money. I'm not doing it for popularity. I just doing the right thing. Whoever will support me doing the right thing, I'm grateful. If majority of Kenyans do not support me in the right thing and they prefer the wrong thing, if 8 million or 10 million people vote for the wrong thing against Morara, that's not my loss. Sio mimi napoteza. It's them, it's their country, it's their decision making. It is them defining their own future. Remember, at the end of the day, I can't decide for the Kenyan people what is good for them. The Kenyan people have to decide for themselves what is good for them. The only thing I can offer is civic education and probably offer myself as a leader of alternative ideas. But if Kenyans, choose not to support me, they've chosen not to support the right thing. And that's a decision that somebody can have. Somebody can choose the wrong thing. And once they choose it, you can't control their decision because this is their decision to make. So therefore, they live with the consequences of their decisions. So for me, it's not personal. And I saw a comment that it didn't hurt me, but it got me thinking. So somebody said, Morara, you've never even been an MCA. You've never been anything in this country. Why are you trying to compare yourself with Raila? I'm not trying to compare myself with Raila. Raila is in 80s. I'm in my 20s. I have 60 years to choose to be a different person, to be a different kind of leader, to offer a different kind of solution, to be not corrupt, to not accept money from my governors and my MPs who will be elected under inject party as a way of funneling corruption in the counties and in the national government, to not be bought when people have died for something. I have that choice and I have 60 years to make it better. And I choose to be a better person. So I'm not comparing myself. Somebody who is in their 80s, in the sunset years of their lives, I'm in the sunrise years of my life. And I want to choose to be a different kind of leader. I don't admire anything about how Raila sells tickets or is bought by government or is bribed to betray the people or lies to the people that is fighting for them and yet is just fighting for himself and his money. I don't admire any of that and I don't support it. And I'm sorry if you find it offensive that I don't support it, but that's it. I don't support anything. Corruption. Matiang'i is a kisi like myself, but you heard me say that if Uhuru Kenyatta is the one behind Matiang'i, then we are doomed. Because everything I remember about the reign and leadership of Uhuru Kenyatta when he was president is traumatizing. It was theft after theft, including on election day when 12 billion was stolen siku ya kura, just when there's change of government. And because Ruto is from the same family and same tribe of thieves, he could not follow up the money because he has stolen more. So aliwacha tu pia hao waende na hiyo. So if Uhuru is coming back to power through Matiang'i, I said it's a no. You've never seen me opposing anything about Maraga because he's straightforward. He's clean as a fiddle. The guy is good. His principles are sound. His values are true. He's true to self and to country. Never seen me say anything about Okia. So, personally, I only align with the leaders of integrity. And it doesn't matter, even if I'm left alone, even if you call me a lone ranger, mwenye hataki kushikana na wengine, mimi sishikani na any person that is corrupt. That is not the future that we are seeking. So kama tutabaki peke yetu tupate kura mbili, ni sawa. We are glad to receive our 2 true votes. Even if it's 10 votes, even if it's 15 in the whole country, if I run for president and out of 24 million votes, I only get 100 votes. I'm very proud of the 100 people who believed in the right thing. Yeah. But God is God and He's still seated on the throne. So I might surprise you, by the way. You might think I'll get 100 votes and I end up with 10 million votes because the Gen Zs are mean. 8 million of them did not vote. 7 million of them are qualified to vote. That's 15 million votes. If only 10 million vote, my friend, it's not going to be easy. A young person has never run for president in Kenya, so nobody should purport to know how that election is going to be. And I'm not a walkover. Na mimi si muoga. Once I hit the campaign trail, nikisha shika mic, you will know what you're dealing with. Some of you don't know what you're dealing with. I think you're dealing with someone who is weak. Mnafikirianga you are dealing with a weak person. You are not dealing with a weak person at all. Wacha campaign ianze nipewe hiyo mic muone. It's going to be messy, it's going to be noisy, it's going to be a very serious campaign of good and bad, of old and future. And we must bring back our country.